championship. Welcome to NBA Countdown from Phoenix, Arizona. Maria Taylor alongside Adrian Wojnarowski.
Yes, indeed.
Jalen Rose has his glasses on so he can make sure he sees every single play.
And you look fresh to death.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jay Williams back in the blue suit. We expected it on game one.
I keep it simple. I keep it simple.
That boy got a fresh ball, D.
You know it.
Absolutely. Now, we want to keep it simple for you, so let's start with some of the keys to the game, okay? That's how we're going to tip off our show. It's time for the keys to the game presented by Kia. Giannis Antetokounmpo, well, he's not played since leaving Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals with a left knee injury. And so, Woj, what is the latest on Giannis as we see him warming up?
Maria, Giannis is a GOAT tonight. He is going to make his return. He warmed up before the game, and he has been going around the clock, getting treatment on that left knee. Was determined to play. He's just been cleared. He will be in the starting lineup. So this is obviously going to have a dramatic impact for the Bucks.
Obviously, hyperextended that left knee in Game 4 against the Hawks, but what we saw where the Bucks rallied without him in the game, they were able to come back and win too. So what changes with Giannis back on the floor for the Bucks?
I think you continue to attack and have a level of confidence that your superstar is back out on the floor. And it's incredible that a 7-foot man was 13 feet in the air, landed on one leg, almost looking like his leg was going to snap like a toothpick, and he's going to be back in the NBA Finals. They're going to miss his points, and they're going to need his points in the paint.
Yeah.
20 points, 20 paint points per game.
Tongue twister. It's a tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister.
The first guy since Shaq in the early 2000s to do so. The gentleman's been dominant.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Right? And for Giannis, look, for a guy that said he wants to stay in Milwaukee, he wants to win this championship for his franchise, for his city. Jay Rose talks all about time, putting on for his city. For Giannis to play in this game of this magnitude, game one, after seeing the way he landed on his knee,
incredible.
speaks volumes about the character of who Giannis is and how he reps his team.
I think we all had a feeling that Giannis wasn't going to miss Game 1 of his first NBA Finals appearance, an opportunity to win a championship for the first time since 1971. That's the last time the Bucks were able to hold up the Larry O'Brien trophy, and he's averaged 40 points on 60% shooting against the Suns so far in the regular season. But Jay, Will, you have CP3 on the brain. Like, you always are thinking about what Chris Paul brings to the court, so why don't you break it down?
Oh, it's time for Professor Jay's breakdown.
Let's get it, sir.
All right, let's go into it. This is great. So, Jay Rose, you and I have talked a lot about during the past series, drop coverage, right? Drop coverage means watch where Brook Lopez plays so far off this ball screen. This is the first matchup where Giannis wasn't on the court. You're going to see CP3 come off this ball screen. As he comes off, he's going to attach the pinch post, the elbow. This forces Brook Lopez and Drew Holiday to both recover to try to stop. Dario Saric then comes, slides open to the open spot. Bryn Forbes, the red X, he's going to be forced to make a decision. Does he stay with Dario Saric or does he stunt? You're going to see him stunt and try to get back to Mikal Bridges, but it constantly puts you in decision-making processes for the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's where the Phoenix Suns can hit you with dagger after dagger after dagger. Drop coverage is going to be imperative if they decide to play that way. I was just switching on ball screens, which did 48% in their last game that they played. So once again, here's another screen. You're going to see a little side screen, a little flare by Devin Booker. You're going to look for D-Book to come off. There's nothing there. Dario Saric right into another screen. CP3 so good at this, Jay Rose.
Yes, he is, sir.
Snaking off the screen. What does the snake mean? It's his outside, then come back inside, attack the elbow. He comes off this, and now this is the part that CP3 is so good. The vision. He looks at Dario Saric. He sees him, but he also sees the rim. Just that slight change of speed and that eye glance is enough to throw defenders off. Look, if they play drop coverage, they're going to be in trouble once again. Now, I know the last game they played, they switched 48% of the time. I think switching might be in their best interest if they start getting roasted in drop coverage and pick and roll.
Great points, Jay Will. However, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you got to use your height, your size, and your physicality to punish the Phoenix Suns. They did a terrific job in the previous series getting points in the paint. In particular, Brook Lopez. It's one thing for him to play drop coverage on defense, but I need him pounding them on offense inside of the paint if he's going to be on the floor. Bobby Portis is going to play some quality minutes as well.
Yeah, and DeAndre Ayton, you look at this Suns team, and the impact he's had in the middle. I mean, there is a lot of great size of Ayton, Lopez, Giannis, and certainly Ayton there to match that physicality that the Bucks bring from the Eastern Conference.
Well, he's shooting 71% from the field. Let me say it again for the people in the back. 71% from the field. He has not shot under 50% an entire game in all the playoffs that he's played this year.
Don't sleep on this. Having Giannis back should help the three-point shooting of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Only shooting 31% from three this entire playoff. If they're going to win this series against the Phoenix Suns, the Milwaukee Bucks must shoot better from three.
You know, I can't let DeAndre Ayton pass without saying that the Suns were 19-63 his rookie season, and now they sit here in the finals. So imagine what these fans in this arena have been through and seen. So to make it to this moment really matters, being able to build here. But let's talk about matchups and what you really want to see, or what you'll have your glasses on spying on, Jalen, from up here in the crow's nest.
Easy for me. It's Devin Booker versus Chris Middleton.
Okay.
Chris Middleton is dramatically better for the Bucks when they win versus when they lose. He's shooting 15% from three in games that they lose. So that matchup is going to be crucial. Devin Booker played with a broken nose. Will he wear a mask? Won't he wear a mask? Is Chris Middleton going to be an effective and efficient closer in game one?
And we all know that Chris Middleton plays great when he's at home. On the road, sometimes it's a different story. A low-key matchup I'm looking for in this series, Brook Lopez going against DeAndre Ayton, also Bobby Portis, right? Brook Lopez is an underrated defender, good at shot blocking, good at knocking down threes. DeAndre Ayton will get tested defensively, and I think DeAndre Ayton staying out of foul trouble will be imperative for the Suns.
And it was great to see also Bobby Portis kind of stepping up. Remember, he had to start when Giannis was out, and during those games, he was able to average 14 points on 65% shooting. So that's good news for the Bucks. Maybe building.
Joining us now. So what are the biggest keys for the Bucks in this series, regardless of whether we see Giannis on the floor out there or not?
I'm going to put a lot of this on Drew Holiday, Ashley. I think that Drew Holiday is critical on both ends. I love how aggressive he was at the close of the Atlanta series. And there were times I watched him in the regular season and I wanted to see more of this. This is Drew Holiday, the all-star guard from New Orleans. This is the guy that they needed. And I think sometimes he tends to defer to Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo. He needs to go out there, put pressure on Chris Paul to guard him, to wear him down. And then on the other end, you know, his defensive prowess is well known in this league. He's a big physical defensive guard. And if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I am primarily utilizing him on Chris Paul in this series. I think Pat Connaughton could chase Devin Booker around. Chris Middleton can get some of that as well. But I'm using Drew Holiday to try to get into Chris Paul as much as I can and try to wear him out physically on both ends. And I think that's why, for me, Drew Holiday is a huge X factor in this series.
Certainly combined for 52 points in the last two games for the Bucks, so that'll certainly help. But give us a prediction for Game 1 and the NBA Finals as a whole, starting with who wins tonight and why, Legs.
Well, I like Phoenix to win the series, so I like him in Game 1. I mean, if I like him to win the series, I don't want to say they're going to drop the first game. I think they win the opener, and I think ultimately, I think this is a team that just looks like they've got something special this year. They check every box, everything you want. Star backcourt. They got a big man that's emerging as a star in this league. Great role players that play both ends of the floor, exceptionally well coached, and they really trust each other. I think the Phoenix Suns have captured something throughout the course of this season. They've gone from being a great story to a great team. And I think ultimately this is going to be a long series. Would not shock me to see the Phoenix Suns hosting a Game 7. And if that's the case, you got to love the home team in that situation.
All right. Hey, whether it's 4 or 7, you're saying Suns, so I'll take it. Suns trying to snap the longest active title drought in the NBA at 52 consecutive seasons. Tim
enough to get a few minutes with Stephen A. right now as he's joining us live. And I want to talk role players right now, Stephen A., in this thing, right? Because with Giannis either unavailable or let's say potentially not at 100%, it's going to fall back on Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Who would you say is more important in this series of those role players, Middleton or Holiday?
Well, the first most important thing I want to say is that your hairdo is lovely. I really, really like the hairdo, Al. It's really slamming. So I got to give you props where it's due, okay? That's number one. Number two, let me get right to it. Drew Holiday, I think, is going to be incredibly pivotal because of the way that he's been playing offensively. But the key thing is this. The ball is in his hands. He's got to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over. He's got to shoot effectively from the perimeter. But the biggest thing, L, is this. He's got to defend. Because when you talk about the Phoenix Suns and whatever their success is going to be, it's predicated on the greatness of CP3 and Devin Booker. If you neutralize them in any way, you've got a significantly better chance of winning this series. If you don't neutralize them and you just allow CP3 to go haywire like he did in Game 6 against the Los Angeles Clippers when he dropped 41 points,